y'all. So I am excited to be doing my second month of Craftology projects for you, and I hope that you have been enjoying them. So this project that we are going to make today is a cupcake. Now there was another YouTube person that I had seen that had made a cupcake, and I thought it was so cute. But this is what we're going to make today. Is that not so stinking cute? This is from the Craftology box kit. Pretty much everything that I use in here except for these little additional flowers and then the pearls and then the cotton and stuff like that. But I will show you in just a second what you're going to need out of your Craftology box. And let's start off with, you have two options, okay? You can use a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I used one 6 by 6 piece of paper, and with the measurements I give you, you'll be able to get two strips of paper that are this size, and then you're going to tape them together. You'll also need to make a circle. I just used one of my circle dies, and I think that this one was like 2¼ inches. So it was pretty easy. And then for this, I used one whole sheet of paper. Well, not a whole sheet of paper. I just used a 1-inch strip for my 12 by 12. You could pull out another 6 by 6 piece of paper and, you know, then connect them together. But I wanted my circle just going all around at once. So basically, it may just be easier to use a 12 by 12, but I wanted a smaller pattern. But this time, I'm going to go ahead and use my leftover 12 by 12 sheet. So also, you will need your beautiful gold trim, okay, to make this little portion of it to wrap around here. And I use that making my score tape. I'm using my score tape. Today I'm just going to use this because I want to use this for other projects that I need to show you. And since I used mine already on this particular project. Okay, you're going to need your 1/8 inch score tape, your Prima flowers, and I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And then if you got the additional kit, you can spray them or you can leave them white, however you want to do it. I used a tiny little piece of cheesecloth, which that is not in your kit. This is extra. But you can use any kind of fabric, in all honesty. And you could probably even use tissue, but if you use tissue, I wouldn't use your glue gun because obviously the paper is going to like melt. So you could use just regular adhesive. Then you're going to need one of your ticket stubs from the paper collection. And then again, as I said, you can use a sheet of your 6 by 6. And also, I had some extra batting from a project that I made a long time ago. So I'm going to use some of this like little batting, stuffing, whatever you want to call it. You could use cotton balls, or again, you could use tissue to fill it. I'm just using the cotton because I think it makes more of a rounded, poofy cupcake thing. But I'm sure you could use tissue too. And I know that most of us crafters, when we're sending out swaps, we have tissue. Okay, so let's get started. I've already cut off 1 inch off of mine, so I apologize for that, but I really like this pink flowered pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my scoreboard. Okay. And my bone folder. And I'm going to turn it to the side because I don't need this little portion of it. Or you can cut it off now, whatever you want to do. So you're going to need a 2 1/4 inch strip. In fact, I need to make sure that just doesn't seem like it's right, but it is. I'm telling you, it just looks weird on the big paper, right? Okay, so 2 1/4. Okay. And then you're going to cut it. Let me move this out of the way. Now, if you want to ink your edges, you can. I wanted to leave my edges white only because, you know, on the cupcake things, they kind of look white, but that's, I mean, that's completely up to you. Then you're going to need another 1-inch strip, and I'm just going to line it up here to make it really easy on me, because I'm going to use this side here. I'm going to flip it over. Okay, and I'm going to cut my 1-inch strip. Okay. Then I'm going to get out, I'm going to put the paper aside because you're not going to need it again. Okay. Now, I'm going to score these at 1/4 inch. And the way I know how to do this, I mean, is I just do 1, 2. I go from the 1/4 inch, and then I count over 1, 2, score. 1, 2, score. 1, 2, score. And so on and so forth until you're done. And I'm going to fast forward the rest of this part because I'm sure it would be boring to see me score all of these. And okay, so now I'm just going to basically do the accordion fold. So I'm going to flip it over, and I always start out with, you know, it going on the inside of my color instead of the outside. So instead of flipping it this way, you're going to flip it in, and then of course out. And I'm just using the edge of my table to help me with this. And each time I'm doing it, I'm just kind of like smoothing it out. You zoom in a little bit there. And then you'll just do this until you're finished. And again, I'm going to fast forward through this so that you'll kind of don't get too bored, and it'll make the video shorter too. Okay, so now we have our complete little accordion going on here, okay? And then you're going to take your circle, and either you have a circle punch or you can use a circle die cut. I have a circle die cut. And this one I'm pretty sure is this is a 2 1/4 inch circle, okay? Then you're going to get your glue gun. And I'm going to get a piece of paper because I don't want to get any glue on my, let me zoom out a little bit here. Okay, I don't want to get any glue on my, desk. Excuse me, I'm not. Okay. And then, oh, before you do that, I apologize. Okay, before you do that, you're going to take your 1/8 inch score tape. And, okay, I had it like 2 seconds ago, and here it is. Okay, so you're going to, where it's on your outside edge, I'm going to open it up. So either, it depends on which side you want to use, your polka dot side. Do I want to do my polka dot side this time? Do I want it to be this way? You know what? Maybe I'll do. Yeah, I want it pink. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just. Yeah, okay. So on this side, you're going to put the score tape right here on the edge, and you're going to flip it around, and you're going to do the score tape on the inside, Okay. I don't know why my hands aren't wanting to work today. Okay. And then you're just going to burnish in your edges. Okay. I'm going to zoom in here. So now I'm going to go ahead and peel off my tape. Okay. And if you have any excess, just cut it off. And then since I want mine on the pink side, I'm going to basically lay it down on over the hump. Okay. Because, and then this over this tape hump. So just like so. Just lining it up. And then with my hands, with my finger underneath, I'm just going to burnish that. And then go ahead and do that little impression to make sure it's folded over nicely to keep the cupcake accordion going on here. And then so now you're going to have something like this. Okay. So then you're going to take your little circle. That's better. Okay, zoom in a little bit more. Excuse me, I'm struggling with allergies today. So I'm going to start gluing around my edges, and I'm just going to go perfectly in the circle. And I'm leaving just a little bit of space. And you're going to kind of have to work quickly and be careful that you don't get burned, because I've done that numerous times. And I just kind of settle it on there and turn it and like press down. And I'm like pushing it out to the edge of the cupcake, if that makes any sense. And you just kind of have to work quickly because it will. See, it's drying already on me. Okay. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some extra glue on the inside around my edges just to make sure that it's in there. Look, see, this is the worst glue ever. It leaves so many strings, I can't stand it. This is that old Hobby Lobby glue, I'm telling you. Hate it. Okay. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, you're going to have this covering it up, this little strip here. So don't worry about it if it looks cray-cray, okay? Don't worry about that. We're not going to worry about that. So then I'm going to grab my stuffing or batting. And I'm just going to cut some out here. Enough to make a good fluff. I really need my long scissors to make this process quicker. I feel like with these shorter scissors, I'm going to accidentally cut my fingers off. Okay. And then I'm going to take this, and I kind of want these ends to go on the inside to make that real smooth puff. Okay. So again, just take the ends and tuck it in. And then, and I'm sorry, I'm moving the desk. Okay. And then I'm just going to sample out and see if I like that before I glue it down. And I'm digging it. I think it looks like the perfect little puff. Okay. Now, but even before you do that, you're going to add your fabric on here. So whatever fabric you're going to use, you can use cheesecloth, fabric, however you want to do it. I think the cheesecloth gives it kind of like that um, shabby chic look, but I know all of us have some sort of fabric in our house. I'm going to kind of guesstimate how much cheesecloth I need to cover it up, and probably about this much. Looks like probably about 3 inches, maybe even more. I'm sure it's more than that. Let me see. I measured up. Actually, it's 10 inches. Okay, so you're probably gonna need about 10 inches of cloth. So I'm gonna take my little puff out, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to put it over the top and kind of wrap it underneath and make my little puff. Okay. And then I'm going to put some glue on the bottom to hold it in there, and I'm going to, use quite a bit because I want it to stay. And just tuck it in there so that it looks like your cupcake puff. And I'm thinking that looks about right. Now, I know most of you were thinking, why am I not gluing the edges yet? This is completely up to you. If you know that you're not going to put any pearls on the side like I did with mine, go ahead and glue it. But if not, if you do want to use the pearls, then you need to, wait a second. So I'm going to go ahead and show you basically, I'm going to make my little thing right here to hold my cupcake. So I'm going to take out my 1-inch strip, and I'm not dyeing the edges because I'm going to be using the gold edging. Well, you'll be using the gold edging. I already used it on mine. So you're going to get your score tape again. Okay. Your 1/8 inch score tape, and you're going to just line it out right up to the edge, all in that one strip. Okay. And then again around here. Now, you're not going to be using all of this, so don't put on your ribbon yet, because this is 12 inches, and I'm telling you, it's not going to take 12 inches to do this. I'm going to go ahead and burnish my edges, okay, and I'm going to figure out what size is this circle. It's about 2 3/4 inches. I'm just going to go and follow along with this. Okay. And so basically, it's going to end up something like this. So at this point, you can either cut off your major excess here, or you can just keep it on there and use it as tape. And it got stuck. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back some of my tape and cut that off. Oh goodness, it's like sticking good today. It's humidity in my house because it's been doing nothing but raining. We had like a couple days of sunshine, and then that was it. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of get my shape. Okay. So now I have it. So this is where, oh, and I forgot to mention, there is a little circle piece that says I Heart Mom. You don't have to use that. You could use a piece of bling there. You could put a flower there. Whatever you want to do, that is up to you. So now you're going to go ahead and remove one of the ends here. Okay. Fold over any extra. And then you're going to take your, mine is thicker, so I didn't consider that. Maybe I should have made my little cupcake holder thicker, but I'm not. Okay, so if you're using your gold strips of ribbon, you're just going to go ahead and line it up. Going around. And then you're going to overlap it a little bit. Not too much. Take a little dab of glue from your glue gun and press down. Try not to burn yourself. Although I know we all burn ourselves like too many times. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom. Go ahead and start here. And work my way around. Pressing it in, which I forgot to mention. Burnish it in there pretty good, because if you don't, it will lift. And you don't want it to do that. Then again, you have your little bit of hangover there. Oops. Didn't snip it enough. Well, now I got big old extra piece there. Okay. Again, glue it. And I burned myself. Always fun. Okay. So now I'm going to get out my, I'm going to throw away my trash. First, put my ribbon back. So I'm not going to need that now. And I'm going to use a button because I've already used my little round piece. So on mine, I'm just going to use a little pretty pink button from my little button collection. Let's see if I have a, yep, I do have a little pink flower button. So I'm going to do that. Actually, that's not big enough. I knew it. And this one's not big enough either. Wow. I'm like, I gotta have a big button in my collection. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this excess stuff because my button is not big enough to cover that up. But your little circle thing that says I heart mom is. Okay, sorry. And then I'm just gonna get my glue, put a little dot in the center, and press it down. So now, oops, I pressed too hard and I got glue coming through. Maybe I'll put a piece of bling there. I'll find one later. I just can't find one at the moment. Of course, when I'm doing a video, I can't find what I need. Ah! Okay, so now at this point, you now have your little cupcake holder. And it's looking really cute. Mine's looking a little wonky because that gold matches perfectly and this pink does not. What was I thinking? I wish I used some coral. Anyway, anywho, this is just to show you an example of how to make it. Okay, so then I'm going to grab some of my like cheapy bead pearls that I got from Michael's. And I'm going to go ahead and get my glue gun. And I'm going to open up my little cupcake a little bit. And I'm going to do just about 3 for the moment because I don't want it to, that color doesn't look right. Never mind. I'm going to push it where you can't see the hole. So I'm just placing them on their sides. And then you just keep on doing that continuously until you're done. I'm going to finish that up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back now, and I happen to have a crocodile corner chomper, and I'm going to go ahead and use the stub, you know, clipper here. You don't have to do that. You can just hand do it yourself. I'm just doing this for ease to give my little ticket look. And I'm actually going to trim off some of it because it looks too long and too big. I'm going to trim off just about 1/8 of an inch of it off. Oops, I made that crooked, so now I got to make it look a little better. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of this, and I'm going to use my Tim Holtz tea dye distressing because it kind of has that old-fashioned look that I want. Now, if you have any of the pearls, the Bo Bunny pearls from one of the extended kits, you could do tiny little dots all along here. You can, or if you have stickles or anything like that. Hold on, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Okay, I didn't even feel it coming. Okay, so now you're going to get out your Prima flowers and you're going to go ahead and place them, you know, kind of on here, you know, how I did mine, just basically, you know, and to fill in some of it, I decided to use more flowers, but you can use more pearls or, you know, whatever you want to use. This is just an example of, you know, what you can do with your Craftology kit. I'm not going to use them on this particular one because I've got 4 left and I have some other projects I need to complete with y'all. But I did put a pop dot on the back of this love, or on my other ticket that said sweet. And I'm going to do that now. Just because I want to have some depth. And I kind of want it on the front here as my little message. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on first before I put on my flowers. And you can just do it at an angle, but you know, right in front. So I kind of think that looks cute. And I did put some glue for my glue gun on the back so that it would stay. I am only using the pop dot just to bounce it up a little bit off of here so it's not like stuck way down in there. And you might want to add just a little bit more glue to, you know, place it, you know, make sure it stays there. Okay. Maybe where it's laying on the cupcake. Got lots and lots of strings. This is driving me crazy. So here we go. And then now with the pearls, if you have one of these, it kind of helps, these little tweezers, so that you don't burn yourself. But I've been doing this for a while and I'm thinking, you know, I'm okay. So I just do like, oh, and I forgot to mention, I do use the smaller ones when I'm doing this portion, but you don't have to. I just like to use the smaller and larger ones to give it some variation. Okay, so basically what I do is I put a large one and then 2 small ones. So I'm just going to kind of start over here. Now you would put your flowers on first, but since I am not using the flowers and I'm doing this as an example, I'm going to just and I'm not worried about the strings just yet. I will pull them off pretty much after I'm done placing them on here. And I just kind of do it in a little grouping of 3. and you'll just do it all over the cupcake. And then basically that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. You will, if you want to, my tape is already kind of like hanging over and it was kind of sticking on there pretty good. But you will want to glue this on once you're done with your glue gun, or you can even use your score tape. So that's completely up to you. I would use a glue gun because I've already pretty much put my score tape on. It would be kind of hard to do it in a circular thing like this. So anyway, I'm going to quit stuttering and let y'all create your own cupcake. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful and fabulous crafty day. And I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye.